God, was that anemic. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, everybody for coming out to the fabulous HotBox and the glorious and fabulous historic Ming Lounge and the even more glorious, fabulous, and historic Republic Cafe. I am your host, Christopher Boatwright. Joining me this evening will be my fabulous and lovely co-host, Hannah S.K. Everybody give it up for Hannah? Let's act like there's a lot of people in here for Hannah. Come on, you guys. You guys, my goodness. Has everybody enjoying their Anna Howard Shaw Day, huh? Anna Howard Shaw Day? Again, I knew this guy was with the patriarchy. God damn it. Anna Howard Shaw was a suffragette. She was born on February 14th. And as far as I know, was not a practicing Roman Catholic. So we're getting rid of two problems with one by going with Anna Howard Shaw Day, you guys. Anna Howard Shaw. I got it from 30 Rock. I'm not woke.
It's also Andrew Robinson and Simon Peck's birthday.
It's also, well, I'll go with, I don't know Andrew Robinson. Who's Andrew Robinson?
He played Garrick.
Garrick? On DS9?
That's right.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, I'm down for Garrick, man. Right? Remember mock something or other? Like, he was a member of a secret. Anyways, we're getting way off base for an open mic, comedy open mic. We're gonna talk about that for a while. Let's talk about the best captain who wasn't a captain, Benjamin Sisko. I mean, Jesus Christ. Formerly Hawk from Spencer for Hire, man. My role model, as you can tell. I got like two things, bald and sunglasses. I think I'm almost there, you know. Whatever, you guys. Whatever, you guys. Oh, my goodness, man. What a fucking week, though, man. What a fucking week politically. Bernie is charging ahead, you guys. Any Bernie bros in here? Any Bernie Sanders fans? You got one Bernie Sanders fan in here?
I like the guy.
You like the guy?
Sure.
I guess the rest of them are online harassing women right now, and that's why they couldn't be here. Is that what they do? I'm told that. What's funny is like most of the people I know who are Bernie supporters are women right now, so I don't know if they're just voice modulating when they get on the on the things when they're harassing other women, or I think it might be a fiction. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It's Valentine's Day. Let's just get it out there. It's Valentine's Day. So anybody watching the video at home knows exactly who had no options on Valentine's Day, right? I mean, we're looking at this room right now, and you're like, well, there's like one step down from performing at this thing, and that is being on the fucking menu in this place. And, I think depending on how it goes, that might end up being an option for some people. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, coming up first on the menu tonight, man, that was a hot, sizzling piece coming up here. Fucking try and start fights with old men picking on about their guitars and shit like that up in here. Fucking says I look anachronistic, and if I swear to God, I saw Val Kilmer shoot him in a Western one time, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, me looking old-fashioned, but he is our Huckleberry. Let's give it up for Mr. Thomas McCrone, everybody!
Fuck Chris. Happy Valentine's Day. Chris is wearing suspenders for the look. I don't know, man. That's just funny to me. That's not even to hold the pants up. He's wearing a belt. He just feels he looks better in suspenders. This is fun. I don't know how to get away with this stick. Just walk around. Some James Brown type comedy. Just get like real low on it. Yeah.
It's exactly the way he did it.
No, I think he did it different. Pretty sure he did it different. Happy, I cried once and masturbated twice. I only cried because I needed lubricant. That's my holiday. Hope you guys are having a great holiday. This is almost an insult meeting, except for Hannah's here, and someone brought ladies. Wow. Congrats. Are they having a Valentine's Day? And you're just like behind them? Yeah? Oh, there's no shit!
What?
That's my lesbian intuition. Some people have gaydar. I am just like, me and that girl can be friends, and she can point out the straight women to me. Because that is why you're friends with lesbian women. It's also fun to get lesbian women drunk, and this is the best advice I ever got. Happy Valentine's Day. Learn this. She taught me to be like, no, just like kind of like, best way you could like play with like a girl's clit is like if you just kind of do the wrap around like body hug, and then it's like you're DJing from the right perspective. So you're just like, you're hitting the knob at the right notes, exactly like, and it's like, as a musician, as a white rapper, I'm like, I understand all of that shit.
Going MCA on that shit,
Oh, dude, bro. Talk to lesbians when they're drunk. All of a sudden, you know how to fucking figure out exactly where a woman's G-spot is based on their horoscope. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. You should have a diverse, varied set of friends. Like, I don't know. I'm a member of AFORG. It stands for Africans in Oregon. That's how good I'm at rapping. You can find. That's how good of a rapper I am. I know. I look like I could just cure leprosy with a good solid hug. I'm also good at rapping. So I was thinking about this. This is the best part of a song. It was like a love song, and then I was just like, I wrote this in the middle of our relationship, and I'm like, we're breaking up. We can't pretend, we can't pretend, we can't pretend. That what we feel so real is a love that never ends. Shake away this world, I'll build a new skin to climb into your arms once again. We can't pretend, we can't pretend, we can't pretend. That what we feel so real is a love that never ends. When I shake away this world, I'll spin a new skin and climb into your arms once again. And I felt it at the time, but that was all bullshit. Like, that was... that was all fucking... just garbage-ass bullshit. I love that woman. She was great. Told me I should impregnate her, and I did. And then she decided that maybe she wasn't ready to have a baby. And it's fucked up. When you're not a right-wing Christian and you try and argue against an abortion. Because you're like, you have 80% less ammo. You can't fucking be like, you're going to hell! I'm like, well, I already fucked you before marriage. I mean, fuck, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell in a way where I hope I have a fucking, like, at least, like, a middle management position. And I can, like, just be like, yeah, fuck Hitler with an alligator dick today. And that's it, and I have to go back to being a middle management guy, because that sounds worse than getting fucked by by a fucking alligator dick. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Oh, man. I don't know what constitutes a good glory hole experience. But I gotta tell you, that strip clubs are kind of similar to Chuck E. Cheese.
No, you don't want to split pizza either.
Well, dude, I'll eat a steak at fucking strip club. I won't not eat a pizza at Chuck E. Cheese. But I do gotta tell you, you have to go through a fucking security guard to get into most of those places. And Chuck E. Cheese is way weirder if you show up by yourself. Like you're early for a kid's birthday party, or you just really want to play skee ball. It's fun having a 6-year-old best friend. He lives on my couch. He's not mine, but
What?
fuck you, I have a roommate. He's just a buddy. He's there every weekend. We watch a lot of Pokemon. But I learned this about Chuck E. Cheese and strip clubs. Sometimes it's really hard to get your friends out of the Chuck E. Cheese or the strip club. Also, strip clubs have a 2-drink minimum. Chuck E. Cheese has a 2-drink maximum. And if you ever try and order a drink at Chuck E. Cheese, they have to go find somebody who's old enough to pour the beer. And I don't know where he's at, but I think he's in the deepest part of the basement, staring at his feet, being like, what the fuck am I being here 22 looking at Chuck E. Cheese? comes up to unlock, give me a cider. Size, and forgot to ring me up. Anyway, I'm Thomas McCrone. Happy Valentine's Day. Let's go. Yeah. Go do that.
Come on, you guys, keep it going for Thomas, the self-proclaimed white rapper. Thomas, what's your SoundCloud?
Stayin.
There you go. I like how you said you're a rapper and then sang us a song.
That's on the SoundCloud.
Okay, yeah, well, there's enough of us here. We'll all find it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really want to like figure out how to take this mic out either. So, anyways, I guess it's Valentine's Day, but I don't fucking care. I feel like I've been spending way too much time lately explaining to white people what racism is, which just in general, but also in 2020 is way too fucking much. Right? I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about. There's only white people in here, but you know what? It's cool. I'm just, yeah, I don't know. Whenever I explain racism to a white person, it's usually followed up with like, how can you do comedy in this PC era? Like, how can you do it? Like, well, granted, like, it is a little bit more difficult to do comedy when you're not just, screaming prejudiced slurs into a fucking microphone calling it comedy. You know what I mean? I feel like old school, like, successful comedians are struggling with this the most. You know, like, they don't want to perform anywhere anymore because everything's too PC. It's just like, you know, when you're doing those jokes where it's just fucking screaming prejudice shit into a microphone, like, it ceases to be a comedy show at that point and becomes a lukewarm hate rally. You know, that's what it, you guys ready to keep the fun going right now? Our next comic, we do a podcast together. He flaked today because it's Valentine's Day. Oh no. Alright, you guys give it up for James!
Hey, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I hope we're all feeling the love, Familial love, my favorite kind. That's the good one, with Valentine's Day, it's usually about the sexual love, But there isn't really a holiday about just like, hey, I love you, thanks for the support.
Isn't that Valentine's Day?
It is now. Thank you for the support. I love you, audience member. I love any audience member, really. Anyway. Because I'm an audience member and I can empathize with you. Anyway. I was thinking about ghosts recently. Ghosts. I was thinking about ghosts, those poor ghosts, They're really suffering, those ghosts, And I think that, really, they're suffering, a lot of ghosts seem to be suffering from OCD, Because it seems like a lot of their unfinished business, it's a lot of opening and shutting doors, A lot of, like, turning the faucet on and off, you know what I'm talking about? And when you're really suffering from, like, a mental health issue, when it's preventing you from having, like, a good time with, like, the people you love, And a ghost, it's like knocking on the pearly gates, practically, right? Friends and family galore on the inside. I think I left the oven on. Yeah? Or, that's what ghosts do. They turn the oven on when you're not looking. But I want to get into heaven, We all want to go to heaven, right? That's the goal. You don't want to go to heaven? You don't think it would be good? Okay, well, no, that's fair. I mean, we all get to define our own heaven, and if you don't want to go, that's fine, Everyone gets their own, you get your own heaven, right? You get to define it yourself. And in this joke, I'm going to define it in a very strange way.
There we go.
Yeah. because I was thinking about heaven, it's so hard to get into. They made it too hard, right? That's really the problem. It's like the people who get in, who are these people that can get in? The obstacles, they're too, it's so, the sins, the sins, you should be familiar. You probably do them every day, right? Like me? Every single day I'm sinning. What am I supposed to make of my whole life and never sin? Seems unlikely. Like this morning, I was like, I wonder how far I can make it without sinning, right? So I was trying, all right, here's the day. No sins today. My alarm goes off. That's the first thing in the day. Hit the snooze button, right? Classic. Oh no! Sloth. I've committed sloth already. The day hasn't even begun and I'm sinning. Yeah, so it's tough is what I'm saying. It seems impossible for anyone to be in heaven. I think it's just empty up there. There's nobody there. They made it too hard. It's just Jesus with a boomerang, We're just waiting for some miracle of some person who's better than everyone else, Then I started thinking more. I'm like, maybe there's a loophole, right? Because I don't know if you guys know about the baptism. Washes your sins away, right? Washes your sins away. So you just have to not sin until you die, right? So, very few, most people who are baptized, they're like babies, right? Little babies. So I'm thinking heaven's mostly probably filled with babies who were accidentally drowned during their baptism. Because that's another, and 1 moment longer they're going to be sinning, So now, I don't know if heaven is so appealing looking anymore, if it's just filled with babies. Heaven's just filled with babies. It's not really the idea of heaven I had before, when it was more appealing. Because before, when my picture of heaven, much more orgy-centric, When you're picturing heaven, you're like, yeah, big orgy, maybe. And now, with this new picture of heaven I got, that doesn't sound as good. So anyway, that was one thing I was thinking about recently. What else was I? Oh yeah, I remember back when I was in school. Remember being back in school? That was a lot of fun back then. Terrifying, being young, you don't know what to expect coming around the corner. I remember being in first grade, and being like so depressed because it was so hard. It's hard going in school, being in first grade. And I was like, I didn't realize, I was like, oh no, it's just going to get harder and harder, right? Every year gets harder and harder. But what I didn't realize is that I would also at the same time be getting smarter and smarter to catch up, right? That's how the system's supposed to work. Yeah. No punchline on that one. I never kept up, I guess. I'm still working on it. I'll reach it.
Like the realism
Thanks. This is the real stuff right here. Doesn't get any realer than this. Actually, speaking of the real, I'm starting a new company, actually. It's a candy company. It's a new candy company. And I'm calling it Werther's. Yeah, it's not very original. That's actually our slogan. Werther's, not very original. All right, I've been James Fitz. You guys have been great. Thank you very much.
Let's get it going for James Fitz, everybody. Werther's, not very original. Come on through, guys. You guys go to the bathroom? Follow the line on the floor. Or piss on the floor, it's fine. It's either way, yeah, really, it's fine. Don't do it on camera, though, otherwise I'm going to take it off of YouTube. I can't monetize piss videos anymore. Actually, you can monetize piss videos as long as the piss is implied. That's, yeah, like I piss my pants all the time on these videos, and nobody fucking notices, so it's fine. They see James rolling, can't you see he's living sinful? You guys get it? That's the ludicrous speaking Christian version. That's right, give it up for that sound. Round one! I thought somebody was going to punch me then, it was great. Got my hopes up, you guys. It is, man, it is fucking crazy. I have a touch of paranoia. I have this kind of paranoia that's, you know, where like when wind's blowing leaves around outside my house, I load my gun, that kind of paranoia. Hey man, Charlie's creeping my perimeter. I wasn't even in Vietnam, but I watched that Ken Burns documentary and started eating my rice plain just because of Charlie. So I know that motherfucker's creeping up on me, man. They can hear you. They can smell you if you're cooking with spices. Says some guy who may or may not have actually served in Vietnam. We don't know. Ken Burns just talks to who he can find, you know? But I got that kind of paranoia that's creeping up on me, man. It's creeping up on me in new ways. You know, I'm 48 years old. I've lived long enough to see people my own age go through life changes, and I just can't explain them. And the one that's bothering me right now, the one that literally has me looking up helmets on the internet. There's these helmets that they look like a stocking cap. They're for special needs kids who hit their heads a lot and they don't want to wear a fucking obvious helmet. They're great. I've been looking into them. They're terrific. And I've been looking into these helmets because I think genuinely I'm maybe one more head injury away from becoming a Christian, you know? That's the only thing I can fucking figure out. Look, I got a head injury one time. My color blindness started happening really bad, you know? If it can change the way I perceive light, why can't it change the way I perceive like facts and reality? You know what I'm saying? So I can't explain Christians any other way. Everybody I've met who is a Christian seems like they've had a head injury. It just seems to fucking make sense to me. Except for Tyler. We all love Tyler, everybody. Everybody loves Tyler, right? Tyler's the best.
Yeah.
That's right. Everybody loves you, Tyler. He doesn't come out anymore because of that anti-Christian sentiment that I spread around the whole world. It's true. It's true. You guys come to the stage as somebody I'm very excited to see up here at the HotBox. He's been here 1 or 2 times before. He brings it, he writes his own material. He is fresh and original and multi-talented. You guys, let's give it up for the man, soon to be the legend, Mr. Parker!
Thank you. I hope I become a legend before I die of old age.
You already are.
I forgot it was Valentine's Day, so that's kind of a theme. But I was thinking about like sexual material, dick jokes and stuff. I was wondering what is it with dick jokes? It's kind of low-hanging fruit, right? It's easy to get away with. But if your mother ever caught you saying that stuff, she'd tell you to grow up, be an adult. So I'd look for adult material, right? And I was expecting a lecture on Ming Dynasty pottery or something, and all you get is more porn. So there's the following exhibition of prurient adolescent fascination with the female body and premature sexual fantasies is intended for mature audiences. I just thought that was a little strange. So, since Valentine's Day, we talk about this. I was thinking about perfect women and the ideal woman or love object, like the old Playboy airbrushed photographs and stuff, right? You can't talk to them, you can't touch them, but they look pretty good. And then we progressed to webcam models, and that's pretty much the same, only you can talk to them and you still can't touch them. And now there's it's kind of like a real date. They're really expensive, but you can't touch them. And then the hottest thing in Chatterbait right now is a 3D Hentel woman. She's been on for 3 days. She has 20,000 favorites. Right? She made the news with this stuff, right? Whoever it is doing a 3D Hentel animation for Chatterbait. Sounds like a nice job if you're... Anyway, guys can't do that. So, and of course, there's like the super high-tech sex dolls, right? And you see, like, cost $8,000, and they're made out of 47 different kinds of polyethylene and all, right? And they have different feels, and you can choose the eyeballs and the whole thing. And they're starting to get AI associated with this, right? So they're going to be able to talk to you. So you're going to be listening to your $8,000 polyvinyl sex doll telling you that she has a headache. So that's like counterproductive, I think. So back in the days when the inflatable sex dolls were the thing. I wrote a love song to an inflatable sex doll for Valentine's Day, I guess. So, and I would never sing it to my mother. My mother. I forget the thing right. I think I'd like to dress you in your training broad and night. The sloppy little ponytail will get you looking right. I'll press up to your orifice and blow with all my might. And then your polyvinyl glands will fit me nice and tight. I can't get enough of your rubber love. Our sense, baby, fits me like a living glove. Well, I can't get enough of your rubber love. This tiny little panties will make you nice to see. And we'll pretend your mother's gone and no one's here but me. Switch on your deep throat action, freak capability. I love a rubber ball, you come on bouncing back to me. I can't get enough of your rubber love. My sense, baby, fits me like a living glove. Well, I can't get enough of your rubber love. This bouncy little cutie, your breasts will never sag. You only pay for batteries, she's never on the rag. She treats me like the man from Gladden, she's my plastic bag. Oh, it inflates my ego when I inflate my head. I can't get enough of your rubber love. My sex, baby, fits me like a living glove. Well, I can't get enough of your rubber love. Anyway, thank you everybody, and happy Valentine's Day.
Woo, Parker!
You guys keep it going for Parker. Woo! Wow, you wrote that song like about an inflatable doll, or like about?
Those are the old the inflatable ones.
Wow, so like
The
a
ones
while
that don't
ago.
talk back to you. Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah. That was
it's a very modern style song
yeah,
for right
That
now.
was when I was in my dating years. I did that.
Oh man, I love how we're like keeping this Valentine's. I didn't even know it was fucking Valentine's Day until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The only reason I found out is my kids had Valentine's Day shit yesterday because they don't have school today, so I thought we were done with fucking Valentine's bullshit. But we're still going on. Speaking of Valentine's, do you guys like abortions? Yeah! I'm not sure I understand how the process works. I have 3 kids, so it didn't work out too great. But I don't know. I spend time thinking about our lesser states that have these insane abortion laws, and yeah, I can't help but like wonder if anyone else finds it ironic that a group of people that are cool with fucking their cousins are now an authority on reproductive rights.
Yeah.
You guys fuck your cousins, huh? That's all I heard from that silence, alright? Alright, you guys ready to keep it going?
Yep.
Alright, let's give it up for our next comic, Luke Maurer! There we go. Hey, what's going on?
This
So yeah, it's Valentine's Day. I used to hate Valentine's Day with a passion because I was always single on Valentine's Day, and I hated being single. And then she happened. Now being single doesn't seem so bad, honestly. It's all right for me now. I don't know. Like that relationship ended in December, and about a month ago, I decided not to press charges. That's how that was going. I genuinely could have. There are very incriminating text messages on my phone right now. Extortion in the 4 figures. Yeah, it was bad. Over a keychain. Like I found another one, so it's all good. But at any rate, yeah. Now I really like. I don't. You know, it's been a long time since I was single and didn't really care about that fact. Like I've started letting myself go a little bit. That's why I kind of look like a feral librarian at the moment. It's going on a little bit overgrown. It's all good. I don't care that much. I mean, I also just started detaching, like from my phone evidently. Just detaching from my general surroundings, my job, and everything else because, like, I'm moving. That's happening. That's going on. I got a job in London, as it happens. I'm moving 5,000 miles away in about 3 or 4 weeks. It's terrifying. I don't know. I'm still processing it. It's weird. I'm not good with change. Like, I'm still mad about the fact that, like, the street where I grew up when I went to high school, they changed the font on the sign. Like, that's not okay. It was all caps. It said Ramona. Now it's a little... I don't know. So, no, things can't change, but they are. That's happening. Funny enough, the place I'm going to be working at is the European branch, Gem Street, Europe, in London. And I imagine that's going to change soon. Yeah. They have a thing about Europe now. I don't know. It's you would hope that moving away from America, you would go someplace where the political situation has calmed down some and isn't some giant clusterfuck. But not if you're moving to England. No, not. Yeah, I sent out the email today at work saying, yeah, hey, I got a job somewhere else. My last day is going to be in a little bit. I think the thing I wasn't prepared for was that people would be happy for me. I don't know. Somehow I'm all just so bundled up and feeling terrified and weird about leaving that someone else is going, hey, congratulations, man. It makes me feel weird. I don't know. Just like, that's not what I feel. How is that communicated here? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good at communicating with people. That's probably it. I mean, it's a good thing I'm being hired to do programming instead of talking with people. That's the... Yeah. Programming languages in particular. The funny thing about a programming language is it really is for people more than it is for computers. Computers don't give a fuck that your program makes any sense. They'll just do it. Programming language is so humans can understand what's going on. Okay, that wasn't funny. Let's see. Yeah. It's going to be, I had a hard enough time, though, trying to figure out the dating scene. At some point, I am going to, this whole being single is great thing is going to wear off. And I don't know how I'm going to handle with that. I mean, I had a hard enough time in America, where everything is familiar. And that's a problem going back, okay, I say decades, and that makes me feel old, but in fact, decades. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, my parents just didn't bother having any rules about having girls over or anything like that. For the same reason they didn't have rules about securities fraud or time travel, right? It just there wasn't a sign saying no orcs allowed. Is all I'm saying, right? You don't gotta worry about everything. Yeah, I mean, it's just this is the thing with me. I like in Empty Forest, I'm tall and have no game. That's the summary of my dating life. It turned out that the only reason I actually did have a girlfriend for a little bit was that someone finally asked me for my number. That's how that happened. Wasn't gonna happen the other way. No. Which it is it's 2020. I hear that's the thing that happens now. Women asking men out more often. I mean, people also like win the lottery sometimes too. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like, what the fuck? That happened to you? I say that. Okay, that's an old joke, and now that it's happened to me, and it didn't end well, so I don't. No, that doesn't make any sense anymore. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah, it fucked up most of my material, in fact, when I had a girlfriend. It was just like, I can't, none of this makes any sense anymore, except to be able to say, well, I was that way. And now I haven't written much of new material since it all fell apart, and so now it's just like, well, all my material is in a flaming pile on the floor now, and I just gotta figure out, well, I'm moving, there's a thing. Anyway, all right, I'll get out of here. Thanks, everyone.
Luke Maurer, everybody, let's keep it going for him. Oh my goodness, you guys. I don't know about you, but just look at the lineup so far tonight. I am amazed that nobody's got dates tonight. I mean, jeez. What a shock. All right. Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in. Unless it's on stage in front of everybody. I know you guys are better than us. That's fine. That's fine. You know, here's my problem, you guys. I'm trying to date ethically. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to date ethically. I'm a socialist. I'm trying to only engage in socialist sex, but I don't want to be polyamorous. I'm not that fucking socialist. I'm trying to come up with some socialist sex moves. I got one right now. It's called the Fidel. It's where my partner grows her bush out really big. I smoke a cigar and she sits on my face. It's a good one. Fidel. You guys like that? Got another one. This is where I tell a girl that I went to medical school, but then I never really get a job, and I talk about revolution all the time. I call that the Shay. He really did go to medical school, though, whatever. Didn't do anything with it, though, so, you know, Jewish disappointment. It's true. The other problem I'm working with right now is that my dick smells about twice as big as it really is. Yeah, it's rough. It's fucking rough. My dick smells like it works a full-time job and supports a family. My dick smells like it just arrived at Ellis Island. You know what I mean? Like it's been on a boat with a bunch of Irish people for a long time. Just smells like potato water. It's not good. I don't even know why that's gross, but it is funny just to say your dick smells like potato water. Doesn't that sound like an insult, like your cabbage boiling grandma would say to your dick smells like potato water. Get out. Go to sleep on the couch tonight. Your dick smells like potato water. I think I must have heard that growing up. I don't know. You guys, I am so excited to welcome back somebody I haven't seen in the HotBox in a very, very, very long time. Very glad to welcome her back here tonight. She is getting up. She is getting ready to come up here. She's going to do that Price is Right charge when I say her name. Let's give it up, ladies and germs, for the fabulous and engaging Bryn Peltier!
Oh, I'm short. Why have you done this? Oh my God, why have you forsaken me? Make it do the thing! The button? Oh, fuck you. I'm going to take it out of the stand.
There's a black button on the front
I
of
don't
it.
need you anymore. Out of here. Yeah, so y'all are doing stuff about Valentine's Day. I thought I'd be really original when I was planning this tonight and do something about Valentine's Day. So fuck it, more of the same. It's just a themed night. I'm so sorry your parents had no rules about dating. Mine had so many because I also looked like this when I was little, and more men should have just gone with the 12-year-old blow-up doll instead of the real thing. The world would be much safer. But no one molested me. I came out of it all right. I lost my virginity when I was 14 to another 14-year-old, not a 65-year-old. And this is the story. I'm going to tell you the whole thing. Hey, you're the one that said training bras and pigtails. Then again, I am an adult woman lesbian, and those things still carry over. This is the story of how I lost my V card on V Day, February 14th, when I was 14. There was not a lot of this happening, ironically, actually. But have you ever fallen deeply in unrequited love with someone, I'm intentionally looking at the gay man, who looks exactly like Kyle MacLachlan? I mean, you could be gay for the day. I did. You know, Kyle MacLachlan, Agent Cooper from Twin Peaks. He's hot as fuck. Yeah, oh come on, don't act like you. There's a street named after him.
I used to look like Mel LeBlanc did, and I.
That isn't a person.
Mel LeBlanc from Looney Tunes.
No one cares. Kyle MacLachlan. I did. Okay, this kid. I was horrifyingly obsessed with this child in middle school. I was also a child. I should not say it like that. We were both children. He was the size of an adult. He was 6'2". I was 4'11". Did not want anything to do with me. Refused my request to slow dance at the high school dance. And then decided I was dateable by the time that we were in freshman years in high school, and probably because he'd exhausted all the other brace-toothed, no-boobed options in the middle school dating scene. Yeah, he was 6'2", I was 4'11". This guy's had a lifetime of back problems, and like the supervillain I am, I like to think that I started them with him bending down to kiss me and just starting that, you know, slow roller coaster of spina bifida early on. Yeah, I lost my V card to him, and oh, I forgot to mention, the whole title of this bit is I lost my virginity to someone who's now a literal neo-Nazi. Yes, indeed. Yeah, right. And it's extra ironic because I'm half Mexican. He dated a series of brown girls before and after me. He has a type. If I had known he was a Nazi, obviously I wouldn't have done it. There's some jobs even we won't do. It's fucking Nazis. Because he didn't have any money. He was 14. You know, maybe now if he talked. I probably could have guessed though, if I was really paying attention and not just so focused on the D. But there were signs in his house and life in general. He came from a family of white people that was weirdly, really, really proud of being German. There was a potbelly pig, not necessarily white supremacist thing, but his name was Odin. And there was the, the Confederate flag.
Oh, that'll do it.
On the whole wall in the living room, which doesn't necessarily, I figured someone would say, that doesn't mean you're a racist. It doesn't mean you have any black friends at all. This was in Montana, no one did. So there's the stereotype, you know, about 14, 15-year-old boys all jacking off all the time, being sex obsessed. And I was the same as a girl, just molesting every piece of furniture I could get my hands on. And so my dude and I kept making these plans over and over, and that's where this comes in. Rules. We had rules. I had a curfew, and this one night there was like half an hour unaccounted for, and like every Focus on the Family warning commercial, that teen pregnancy, no, I didn't get pregnant, teen premarital sex happened, and 30 minutes is generous, it only took like 3. So he'd finger banged me before, and I was like, I'm probably sure I know what this is going to feel like, right? I mean, it might be a little scary, it might hurt, whatever. I was not prepared for it to feel the exact same as being finger banged, because his dick was so small. 6'2", and his dick was so small. Like, I don't know. Same size as the finger of someone who was 6'2".
How big did it smell? Big hands?
I was young and beautiful. I didn't need to go, my face didn't need to go anywhere near that. I was a 4'11" virgin, so it was not a problem with me, okay? Don't, you know, and it was, yeah, he took my V card and couldn't even, you know, cut my finger on the envelope. Yeah, so I was either a really cool teenager or secretly a 40-year-old gay man who grew up in the 80s at that time, but the Warhol Diaries was like my Bible. And I was like, Andy Warhol strikes again. He's right, sex is the biggest nothing ever. And now I know it's great, it's whatever. Actually, I've come back full circle and I'm like, it's not that useful, honestly. It's, you do it for people you love, just like smelling their farts. Not on purpose, I'm not a weirdo, this happens when you live with someone. But I still lie awake at night sometimes pondering a different cock-related version of the chicken and the egg. Like, which comes first? Does being a racist make you have a small dick, or do you have a small dick and then you just become a racist to deal with it? Yeah, it's a head scratcher. This dude is also miserable today in 2020. I almost said 2020. He's miserable in the best time in America to be a neo-Nazi. So clearly I'm winning. I'm a stand-up comedian that can't stop talking about how much I hate Valentine's Day, especially a specific one that happened 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Thank you guys.
You guys keep it going for Pran. Woo! I am curious though. This has fuck comedy. Do you put like your earrings in your gauges also, like the other ones, or do you have separate piercings for it?
Oh no, just two holes. Only one.
Okay. Because I totally just put other earrings in the gauged hole. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. You guys know what I'm talking about? You do that too? No. Okay. All right. Does anyone else have rubber love stuck in their head? Thanks a lot. It's just playing on repeat in my head right now. You guys know like that cliche, or like it's kind of a cliche, like where like if you're home alone or something and like you go to the bathroom, like you check behind like the shower curtain, right? Just make sure there's no murderers there. Like I don't do that. But when I go to the bathroom at the Ming Lounge, I absolutely fucking peek around the corner like that, you know? Alright guys, let's keep the fun going. Let's give it up for our next comic, Rob Altomore. Probably fucked up that name.
Alright. So nice to see more gay people represented.
You know, that's the second time I've heard that tonight. I don't know what the deal is. So, yeah, first time here at the Ming Lounge. Thank you very much. And so I moved to Portland from Orlando a little bit ago, and I have to say that I love it here. Mountains, beach, idiot drivers. I love it. I mean, you guys are the friendliest, most compassionate drivers that have ever infuriated me in my entire life. I can't believe. I really honestly think that the Portland salute is, yes, please, no, go ahead. After me. No, please.
Yes, it's amazing.
And I'll tell you something, it doesn't happen anywhere else in the country. So, yeah, I'm trying to learn the rules, you know, so I'm supposed, this is the weirdest stage. You guys, I feel like I'm like, holy shit, maybe we should talk to this guy over here.
Yeah.
Because, anyhow, so, what was I talking about? Oh, that's right, you guys. So, I'm trying to learn the rules here where every intersection is a stoplight or something like that, where even if there's a pedestrian or what we call here in Oregon, people who own the road, right? If they happen to be thinking about maybe going into the crosswalk, that everything must stop, right? Where everything must stop, you gotta stop for these people. And you're like, okay, all right, I get it. I'm learning the rules, right? So I'll slam on the brakes. I'm like, oh my God, you know, there's a guy right there thinking about maybe possibly crossing the street, causing untold carnage behind me. Not a problem. They all get it. Gotta let this guy cross the street safely. But the thing is that all I want to see is that, you know, once I hit the brake, people, you know, slamming, bang, 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 bang. I hear it. I swear to God, I hear it, and I'm sorry. But this guy wanted to cross the street. All I want is a cop at the corner to see what I did and say, good job. Thank you very much. Because guess what? Every time I ever do that, there's nobody there to say, good job. There's nobody ever there to say, you know what? I'm not going to give you a ticket today because you let that guy cross the street. So yeah, I moved here. I'm getting around, figuring it all out, and decided I wanted to go to grad school. I'm like, you know what? I'm not smart enough. I need another couple of letters after my name. So I quit at the midterm, quit. I'm like, fuck this. Thank you, yes, right? Because guess what? It is that much better on this side of quitting. You know, you can see all those people over there trying. guess what? They will never know the beauty and the feeling of saying, fuck this.
Cheers, I'll drink to that.
Well, I'll drink to anything, but.
Oh, okay, same, but.
So anyway, but before I made that decision, I was saying, like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to try real hard. I'm going to be a good student. I'm going to try to figure this out. So you guys ever see that movie Limitless? Yeah? No? Maybe?
No.
So Limitless is this movie. Who didn't say no? Who said no? Yeah, you haven't seen it. Okay, so it's a great movie. God, Bradley Cooper's in it, right? For all the gay guys in here? Yeah? No? Yeah? Right? Bradley Cooper's in it. Bradley Cooper takes a pill, makes him smart. Right? So who doesn't want a smart, hot guy in their movie? Anyway, so these pills make you smart. Turns out a friend of mine, he says, Rob, you'll never guess what? Those pills are for real. I said, you're shitting me. He says, no. They are for real and they make you feel great. Not only are you smart, but you're in a good mood at the same time. I'm like, I'm all about being in a good mood. And I wouldn't mind being a little smarter. So guess what? Thailand sent me some pills. And I'm not shitting you, they did come from Thailand, and yes, sir, they did cost me $100.
Yeah.
So, and I'm taking these pills. Well, first, of course, obviously they come in the mail, nice brown, plain brown wrapper, just like porn. For anybody who here has ordered porn in the mail, VHS, right? Beta if you're fucking right. You guys don't know what beta is, do you? Anyway, so anyhow, all right, well. Anyhow, so these pills come in the mail, and they are, the usual pills, right? And I was like, okay, well, I want to be smart. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to sit here. And these pills are going to make me smart. But the thing is these pills have a little line in the center for you to be able to cut them in half. So now you have to make a choice. You have to decide, how stupid are you? Are you full pill stupid? Or can you get by with half pill stupid? Me starting off, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say I'm half pill stupid. So I cut these pills in half, thinking, giving myself the benefit of the doubt. I was wrong. So I'm sitting at my desk doing all this math and all this crazy stuff for 8 hours straight. Realize I am not half pill stupid. I am full pill stupid. So the next day, guess what? Okay, so I'm going to take full pill. I'm looking at it. I sat at that desk for 8 hours on half a pill. You better be prepared for 16 hours. I mean, that's how the math works, right? I mean, 8 times 2. 2 halves.
That's definitely how those work.
What the hell do I know? I'm an idiot. I'm taking smart pills. So I take the whole pill. 16 hours. Holy shit, I'm sitting at this desk. I am no smarter. I'm in a good mood. I'm enjoying my time. So I called my friend, the guy who actually turned me on to it, and he says, and I tell him, I said, hey man, I don't feel much smarter. I feel focused. I am concentrating on this rubber eraser. I'm just staring at it. So he goes, yeah, well, that's how it works. I'm like, well, I don't think it's working. I'm not really getting. So I have a friend of mine, he's got a PhD in chemistry. And I'm telling him this story. I said, I don't understand. This pill's supposed to make me smart. I don't really feel it. And he says, you realize, you know what you're doing. I said, no. He goes, you know what those pills are? I said, I have no idea. They came from Thailand. They promised me smart, and this is what I'm getting. He goes, Rob, you're taking methamphetamine. I said, I can't be taking methamphetamine. I'm not one of those guys. I have all my teeth. No, you're taking meth. You're a meth head. So, turns out I'm a meth head. I don't know. What do they call it? So, anyway, I guess that's all my time. Yeah, so that's it, and thank you very much.
Let's give it a round. Altamone, everybody. It kind of caught me off guard when you said, that Bradley Cooper, for all the gay guys in here, was in Limitless, because I always thought that the DV dedication on Jazz Singer was for all the gay guys from Bradley. It's because Lady Gaga. I mean, come on, you guys. Don't be such phobic people. It's A Star Is Born. Is it?
Yeah.
Is that the Jazz Singer?
Trust the gays.
Well, I know. That's what that's. All right. Well, I gotta be honest right now. I gotta apologize to Bradley Cooper for shitting on that movie because I thought it was a remake of the Neil Diamond movie for like the past year, and that's why the suicide spoiler at the end of the film really took me off guard. Because I'm like, I don't know. It's really departing from the Jewish faith with that one there. No blackface. He's not Jewish, and he kills himself in it. I didn't really know they were going with it. All right. Well, sorry, Bradley. Delete those tweets, I guess. Back to the sex jokes for Valentine's Day. Let's see, where are we at? I had a hard time, you know. I thought the pill thing, I thought it was going to be boner pills, honestly. Really thought the pills were going to be boner pills. I'm kind of, you know, like, here's the thing. I can tell how depressed I am by how many times I have to come before I get out of bed in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, some people have a snooze alarm, and me, it's just like, I got to jerk off again. I can't. But here's the thing, I'm 48 years old, and I really feel like there's an Elvis on the toilet situation coming down the fucking tracks at me when I'm doing this sometimes. Like, I fucking go, because the first one's easy. The first one, I don't even count the first stroke of the day. You can do that half asleep. It's the second one where I'm just too bummed out to get out of bed. And by the end of that one, I'm just like, you know, breathing hard. I'm covered in sweat. I really feel like I should be able to run through some fucking tape when I'm done jerking off the second time. You know what I mean? Just like, splat, you know? Let's see. That's fine. Let's see, what other sex related? Because it's Valentine's Day, right? And that's what love is. It's just sex. With like the same person on like a regular basis, I guess. Butt hooks. You guys down with butt hooks? You guys fuck with butt hooks? You into that? You into the butt hooks? You guys into the butt hooks over here?
I like the buzzcocks.
Not the buzzcocks. Never mind the buzzcocks. It's a good show. Butt hooks. Butt hooks are a thing. I guess I'm dealing with some squares. That's cool. That's cool, you guys. It's fine. You're not all as, you know, hip and into the sex thing as I am. Butt hooks. Butt hooks are literal hooks that go in people's butts. And I discovered them clicking on fucking, you know, icons on the fucking Pornhub one night. And I saw butt hooks, and it was news to me. I've never been in a butt hook situation. Just a butt hook video. And the thing that took me, first of all, I don't know why. I don't know whose idea it was to do butt hooks. I don't know if there was like an escape situation going on with porn. My only experience with hooks is from the fishing channel. Really, you know what I'm talking about? The bass guy, you know, the guy with the guy who fishes. And the thing is, the butt hook, the hooks on the fishing channel, way different than the butt hooks. On the fishing channel, it's just a fisherman. He catches the fish on the hook. He gets the fish in the boat. He's all nice to the fish. He's like, takes some pliers out. He takes the hook out of the fish's mouth. He goes, there you go, little guy. And he lets him go back in the water, right? On the butt hook videos, they just spit on her and call her a whore. You know, it's way not as nice as the fishing guy. Whatever, I got one left, my co-host. She's the only one I got to see every week, so fuck the rest of you guys. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. We are getting there. We are getting towards the end. We got our final two comedians coming up this evening. Let's give it up for the man of the hour. He's had a lot to say during other people's sets. Let's see if he's ran out of material during his own. Let's give it up for Mr. Alex Bro!
Keep it going for Maynard James Keenan over here.
You look like shower.
Keep it going for our friendly youth group pastor.
No.
I'm just kidding. It's Peaky Blinders is not filming tonight. I don't know. No, I remember my last couple times doing uppers and having unexpected results. Yeah, I was trying to. Ooh, hey, that's the right side there. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't done this in a while, but there's definitely a lot of food for thought tonight. I didn't really bring a lot up, and then, you know, so there's a lot of talk about like Valentine's Day, which is apparently today. I forgot. I worked in a bakery where I was selling heart-shaped things all week, and I've kind of been a wreck ever since I
came back from having a weird time with the folks over the holidays, and been needing to find a new therapist and had a breakup right around New Year's, which is pretty cool, pretty cool. I was feeling like it's funny, a lot like Christmas as an adult, where it's like, you're trying to get the Christmas spirit all week right before Christmas, you don't have it, and then like, Christmas comes and it's like, you know, like, Christmas blue balls, whatever. Fucking, I had the same sort of thing where like all week this week I was like, I don't want to think about Valentine's Day. I don't even want to think about it. It's stupid. Blah. I'm anti-Valentine's Day. I'm not even going to look at these heart-shaped pastries that I have to sell. And then today I was just like, I don't know. Screw it. Like there's this whole like nonplussed factor where, I don't know. There's definitely a lot relatable with what Luke was saying where it's like, yeah, I'm like single and not caring about it. Cool. Like, start to like not care about like sweating profusely. Like I feel like this is an environment, like even just waiting to come up and do that, like chilling over there, listening to everyone else, you know, that's an area it's an environment that gets you to really confront your sweating habits and come to terms with them. So that's pretty cool. But okay, moving on from that. So yeah, another topic that's ripe for comedy, I think, is of course the revisiting young love, losing your virginity, the V card, all that. So I remember the day that I lost my what was it? What did they call your like precious flower or what have you? I was with my someone. Of course, I'll never forget. There's trauma, but everybody's got trauma from every relationship, right? But honestly, that day was probably even like one of the funniest moments. Like I think it was like a couple years later when I lost my childhood, the next year later when I lost my childhood dog and had some of the best sex ever. The first, well, I was gonna say I think it might have been that first instance might have been like the integral with like the moving over from me being a dog person to a cat guy, because it's like I was a horny kid. I'm still a horny guy, I guess. Like not so much this year, next year, yeah. But like I don't know when your almost time results with like your girlfriend's mom breaking into the room and like just being like, you're a fucking whore and all this shit. And then no, to her, I was absolved, I guess, of the, I don't know, she's like, I want to focus on my dog, I'll call you a whore in 10 minutes. But like, when your actual real time for maiden voyage happens and the house pooch is just like sniffing at your back end and your balls the whole time. It's like it kind of like leaves you with this whole thing, where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna be like turned off from dogs forever, like you're like, yeah, like dogs will get even more and more popular. I'll go on dates, you'll go walk around with like every girl or every person of any gender, that you happen to date or walk around with or fuck or walk around with after or whatever have you, and then you're like, oh, look at this cute dog, look at that cute dog, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I've just been turned off by dogs ever since the day I lost my virginity, That happens to some people, so I don't know, it's fun to look back on that, as opposed to like, other things that are not. So do you guys know it's Girl Scout season now? Just like throwing that out there. Not cookies. I know that our guy with the song about the little girls is gone, but I mean Girl Scout cookies. So yeah, those are available. It's weird because I was actually telling a pal earlier how sometimes you have that moment when like, I don't know, for people who smoke weed all day every day, it might just be like, that's your state of regularity. I'm not, a friend told me. But the same friend also told me that, like, sometimes you have that moment when, like, you get pretty you get the mood lighting, and you're like, now it's hitting me. Now I get the feeling. Lately, it's like every time I walk into Safeway, like I'll just walk in there and I'll see something that like I know I want in my mouth. And like I'm not talking about, I know we've talked about like titties and dicks and all that shit. You know, like I love, you know, those are good snacks. But I mean like when you walk in and you see like 59-cent Reese's, you're like, hey, Valentine's Day, fuck that shit. You know, like you stop, like you stop like dead in your tracks. If you're a peanut butter lover, you know, like you see Reese's, you see tagalongs, and you're like, fuck Valentine's Day dates. It's just you're like, that's when you know, and that's when the Safeway workers know. And 3, 2, 1. Good night.
You guys keep it going for Alex. Okay, like everyone in here, like, are we all just in the back of a Chinese restaurant getting drunk? Like, if we're not doing Valentine's Day stuff right now? Because there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be ashamed, guys. All right. You know what real love is? Like real wholesome love. Like not even like relationship. Real fucking love is my 2 sons pooping together. There's a toddler potty, there's a regular potty. They sit next to each other and they poop together. And it's fucking adorable. That's real fucking love, okay? Forget all this other stuff. That's real fucking love. Do you guys know that was a thing? Do you know that was a thing?
Yeah. Peeing together, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, yeah, they poop together, though.
Wow,
it's great.
Love it.
Yeah, the weirdest thing about the only unfortunate thing about the pooping thing together is that the toddler potty is a fucking bucket that I get to clean the poop out of. You know?
So gross.
I don't know, poop's a funny word. My family's from the Midwest, so I say poop like that. I like how you commented on Portland pedestrians. You know what I think of Portland pedestrians? They're like when you're driving through a windy road and a deer walks out in the middle of the street and just looks at you and says like, look, we're either both gonna die or just you. Don't be an asshole. You know? Alright guys, our next comic, the last comic, the headliner of the night, has a name like a fucking superhero. Everybody give it up for Ed Quick.
You know, I'm a pretty peaceful guy. I guess you could say I'm on a spiritual path of enlightenment. And I know, that the universe and everyone and everything in it is perfect. Right? Exactly as it is. I see the world as completely flawless. Divine. A place where every living thing is a perfect magical miracle, except for this one GD mother humper. I tell you, man, this guy really put the bee in my bonnet. And I tell you, man, next time I see him, okay, I'm gonna tell him. I got only one thing to say to you, and it's this. You are a bladder-hating, 7-sided son of a bitch. That's right. You hear me, you hog-grinding pig fucker? You're a squirrel humper, man. A jigabanger. You're nothing. Okay, but a 2-minute deep freeze frozen fruit you dress messing, ball breaking, cock teasing, cunt teasing, bone stroking, Peter beating, pencil squeezing, Danny Pratt, man, you're a tattletale, man. A chicken head, you diarrhea, mouth gas, pipe flap, jaw, motor mouth, all gone, no dinner, crap slinging, phony baloney hand, shaking white bellied rat. You're an empty suit, man. You storytelling, brown nosed bum, creeping book leaking, heel leaking, ass sucking, Humpty Dumpty, pipe and pipsqueak. You're a bird turd, man. You case of crabs, you sparrow fart, tea bag, cream puff, candy ass, ass, butt boy, possum gut, chicken liver, pussyfoot, and gutless wonder. You're a yellow belly sissy boy, man. A lightweight bottom feed, knock the skin off a rice pudding, donut hole closet taste. You're a cold potato, man. A bucket of lard, a bowl of jelly. You're nothing but a cement mixing pumpkin-headed prune face. You're nothing but 40 miles of bad road, man. A bucket of smashed crabs. You pencil geek baboon face grunt. You'll snaggle to vaguely corner the cop through a picket fence, red bastard. You cabbage eating baby raping ass biting scumbag. You're a crater face, man. Something the cat brought in. Muzzle chop, cheese cutting, gooseberry eyed needle nose skilled plot. You're one sausage short of a barbecue, pal. The wheels are turning, but the hamster's dead. Your lift doesn't reach the top floor, does it? Give it up, man. You can fail, you're a bad name. Bite my ass in yank on it. Go smell your mother, you sleaze-baked pig fuck. You ain't got shit for brains, do you? You sack of shit, turd sucking, rat munching warrior. What the hell's the matter with you, huh? What are you, lazy? Naturally tired, you fart face, swamp breath, no good, brickyard, blonde, bendy, right? Why don't you just go to hell and help your mother bake some bitch pie? Go boil your head, you fuck knuckle. You stinky, silly hat full of assholes. You make me sick, and not only that, you're 3 bricks shy below. You're not all there, are you? Yeah, you scum sucking, salami slapping, lobster licking, low life sack of shit. You rat shaking cockroach. Go take a carrot and fake your face, you nosy parking. You storefront preaching, fuzzpot, ball cut, blabbergut, blowhole. You're a nut bar, man. I don't know what ever saw you. You've only got 50 cars in it. The lights are flashing, the gates are down, nobody's home. Mad with you, man. Go piss up a shutter, you monkey face logwood. Go suck some eggs, sit on it and rotate. Up yours for rent, lick my love pump, eat this and suck my ass. As a matter of fact, why don't you just go suck a dick? Yeah.
And quick, everybody! Holy shit, man, that was a ball of fire and a half, I'll tell you what. I'm impressed, man. I can't say that many insults without getting racist at least 3 or 4 times in there. I'd panic if I had to say that many mean things in a row. Something my grandfather used to say is going to come out at some point, man. That was fucking great, man. Good job, Ed Quick. Wow. Holy crap, you guys, man. Ed Quick was our headliner. But I want to fucking bullshit a little bit before we get out of here. I want to talk to these people. Look at these guys. Everybody look over here. Look over here. Are you guys on a date?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dressed nice. You're engaged?
Can you call it a date when you're engaged?
No, it's the end of your lives, basically. You're engaged, right? You guys completely missed Luke said earlier about how well that works out. He's here tonight by himself, by the way. Just take a guess. There's a spoiler alert for you. Wow, man. So you're just cheap as shit. Right on. Let's save that money, man. That's great, man. Hey, that's great. We're worth it. We're hoping, well, I'm hoping we didn't kill any action for you tonight, to be honest with you. But you could just say like
Action kill.
You could say like half a funny thing on the way home tonight and just make us look like assholes and still be in like flame. You're good. You're good. You're good. But if you do if you guys do smash tonight, I don't know if you guys get down with protection or not.
Nope.
Right on, don't fuck with protection. That's the only reason to do it, right? That's the only reason to be monogamous as far as I'm concerned. But don't fuck around. This is what I was thinking about this week, not that I'm getting any, but in my day, the expensive condoms were lambskin condoms. Anybody ever fuck around with lambskin? Lambskin condoms, man. Lambskin condoms, for when you want to add a little bestiality and necrophilia to your sex life. Lambskin condoms. I don't know why they don't use it in the ads. Oh, and they're lambskin, by the way, not sheepskin. So a little bit of bestiality, pedophilia, necrophilia into your fucking sex life. I think that's the way to get down, get funky, get with it, get a good time going. If I leave you with anything, it's about judgments. It's about judgments. You guys are getting married, so you're gonna have to be open and honest with each other for the rest of your lives. I'm not being cynical. He could kill her, and they could die together early. I'm just saying. It's not a wish. It's not like I'm blowing out candles and saying that shit, I'm just saying. I read the papers. All right, I watch a lot of Netflix documentaries about women who kill people. If I was to say anything, just be open and accepting with each other, man. Just be open and accepting with each other, and everybody's a freaky human being. We're all creatures. We all have impulses. We all have desires. We don't necessarily have to force them on each other, but we can accept them about each other, right? I was dating a woman a little bit younger than me for a while. This was a pretty serious relationship. This went on for like 5 years. Definitely no condoms. And we were talking about sexuality. We were talking about our experiences. She was younger than me, so she had fewer experiences. But she said, we were really open with each other, and honestly, it was my first real adult relationship where I had a woman I could just ask her questions that I would ask a human, just like a person, you know what I'm saying? Like Prin used to hump everything in her house. That was like kind of the information that like I didn't know. I grew up in male culture, you know what I'm saying? You guys grew up in this fucking society, you know. I mean, we're only just now getting teenage sex comedies featuring girls, just like last year. It's the first one really ever.
Hump everything in their houses when they were teenagers.
And I found this out. She went through the litany. And she, you know, we ended up like laughing about cucumbers. She was like, "Yeah, I couldn't walk through the grocery store without like looking at oblongs
I didn't know how.
and thinking, well, how would that fit in my pussy or not?" You know, like she was super into that. And I thought, man, that was so fucking great that you could open up, you know, and like not to be a pun, you know, but just like to share that with me. So I told her, I said, well, you know, like one time, not on purpose, but one time I was having sexual intercourse with my partner. That's how I talk.
Yeah.
And I know it is gross. And I was making sweet love in the kids called Doggy Style.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah. And my cat like walked right underneath my balls and her lady balls, I guess. And I don't know what that's called, labia, right? And it felt really good, and I blasted like really fast. I blasted really fucking fast. Because if I didn't invite the cat into the room. I mean, the cat was just, you know, it's a cat household. And she was super judgmental. This girl was like, Natalie, she was super judgmental about this and said, that's bestiality. And I was just like, you know, I don't know why you're being so judgmental. You fucked a cucumber. At least a cat's in my phylum. You know what I mean? And that's been HotBox, you guys. Have a beautiful night. Ave HotBoxers.
Let's do this shit for real. Come on now.